Okay, so you're probably sick to your back teeth of this whole Maurice McCabe thing and our government and the Gardaí and who said what and who did what and all that stuff, right? So you're bored of that, I'm guessing, at this stage, right? Well, let's have a little look at what's going on at the moment, because I'm really pissed off what I'm seeing in the papers and, who am I fucking with? I don't read the papers. What I'm seeing online, right, on news websites, on TV, etc. And what's really pissing me off about this is how this has somehow developed into a political story about what this all means for Fine Gael and for Enda Kenny in particular. Right, so watching prime time tonight, and you've Enda Kenny is being talked about as will he stay, will he go, how long is he going to be here, is he going to call a general election? You know what? Who gives a shit? Right? The actual story here is how somebody can do the right thing in our police force and yet come so badly off because everything we suspect that's wrong in our police force is true. Right? So you fuck with the police force, they're going to come back and fuck with you 10 times harder. Right? Maurice McCabe is learning that the hard way here. Right? So what mysteriously happens after he's messed with the police force is he gets reported for child abuse. I mean, just think about that for a second. Like, that's everybody's worst fucking nightmare. Right? Is that something like that would happen? They did that to him. And you know what's sinister about that is that maybe that would silence him, or maybe it could silence him. It didn't, thankfully, and good for him. But think about what that says to other people who might think of speaking up. You know, they will stop at nothing to silence you. That's what that's saying. And the whole whistleblower thing over here is an absolute farce in our country. A complete farce. The challenge we have right now is that all of the things that are wrong in the police force will still be wrong in the police force next year and the year after and the year after, unless we actually deal with them. Our political party is not dealing with them. They've no intention of dealing with them. And, various schools of thought why that is. I have my own personal views on it. A lot of people I hear talking would say that, the police force know everything. And who's going to fuck with them? If they can do this on one of their own, imagine what they could do on government ministers if they wanted to. Now, with that knowledge, why would government ministers fuck with them? Of course they wouldn't. So what you have now is, rather than dealing with this in the way that it should be dealt with, the way it would be dealt with if it was you or I who had done the stuff that's being done on Maurice McCabe, rather than dealing with it like that, there's now talk of this tribunal. A tribunal. What's a tribunal mean to you? Just think about this for a second. What's a tribunal mean to you? Right, so think about that. Have a think. Tribunal. What's the think? You're probably thinking Moriarty Tribunal. Right? There's a few tribunals that really, were absolute doozies. Let me share what tribunal, when I hear it, let me share what I think. What I think is this. I think a delay tactic that is implemented by the current government to prevent anyone being held accountable for a very nasty scandal that would likely bring down a government or have significant implications for those involved. What else do I think about? I think about a very costly taxpayer-funded exercise that makes people in the legal profession very wealthy. Right? Nice daily rates for legal professionals for years. right? So come on into the tribunal. You can be legal representation for person X on a daily rate of X for several years. Just people get wealthy off tribunals. What else tribunal mean in my mind? What it means in my mind is a process that has a partially published report at the end, possibly redacted or certainly limited, which is never really acted upon and has no real outcome, right? It has no teeth. So there's no real, despite what it say, they throw a couple of bones out there, but really at the end of it, nothing happens. Right? That's what a tribunal means to me. Generally what happens is anything that's, any negative consequences at the end are usually directed towards people who are dead, because the tribunal went on so long, people have died, or they've retired in an honourable way on a big pension before the end of the tribunal. Or there's nothing legally we can really do to them and they just vanish off into obscurity. So I guess what a tribunal, I don't know what your interpretation of a tribunal is. I don't know, like in your mind, what you think. I don't know how close my version is to yours. But I guess one of the things that is particularly annoying about these tribunals is, number one, if you had done to Maurice McCabe what has been done to him, if it was you or if it was me, we wouldn't be involved in a tribunal. Right? There wouldn't be a tribunal. You'd be arrested. And it'd be a criminal investigation. That's what it would be. It would be a criminal investigation. So that's number one. And ask yourself why that doesn't happen in this instance. What's different about you and members of the Gardaí and members of our political establishment? What's the difference? There is one. There's lots of them. There's huge differences. But just think about that for a second. Why don't you get a tribunal when you've done something wrong? Number two, who pays for all of this? And so where's the money come from to pay for all of this? Does it magically happen? You know, do these things just happen without cost? Of course they don't happen without cost. You're paying for it. You're paying. So you're sitting there, you take your pay slip this month, have a flick through all those big numbers on there, the ones that are under PAYE, PRSI, various other taxes, benefit in kinds, VAT, VRT, all these taxes. Who's paying for the tribunal? You are. That's where your money's going. It's not going to help build schools, you know, not the way it should be. It's not going to help health service, the world-class health service we have in the way it should be. It's going to pay large salaries in government, in senior civil servants. It's going to pay for big pensions for Nóirín O'Sullivan and various others when they leave office. When Enda Kenny finally moves himself out of power. For the tribunal lawyers, all the other expenses and everything else. People are getting rich off your tax money. And at the end of it, no one's accountable. So, in short, you don't get a tribunal when you've done something wrong. Your tax money is used to fund a tribunal that will never really give a satisfactory result to Maurice McCabe, his family, any other whistleblowers out there. And between now and when that tribunal is over, nothing will have changed. That's just reality. How do you feel about it? Let us know.